Hello everyone and welcome to another news update here for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius on the JP side. And let me tell you, with TGS coming up, we have just a fair amount of news in the near future. As a matter of fact, we have just a lot of things that will be coming up very soon, so time to get excited for all of you JP players. Yeah, that's right, global people aren't the only one who gets some news. And I gotta say, after what has been kind of a ho-hum month so far, that's not to say that Final Fantasy VI was bad, it was just kind of like, okay. And with Nier being kind of a disappointment, at least from my perspective, I mean, Nier fans are happy, but I've been feeling like we needed something to really make this month suck less. And thankfully, the last banner of the month is probably going to be one of my favorites of the year. So let's get right into it and talk about it. So first of all, maintenance is going to be happening on the 20th. Nothing really news-wise there. We pretty much knew it was going to be happening at that point, and it's just going to be 3 hours. And really all we're getting is a story event and new units. There's nothing really mentioned in the maintenance happening about any, quality of life features, but it is our story event, which is kind of nice because it's the only way to get enhancement stones, so the fact that we could have had a month without it probably would have sucked a little bit. But I have to say that the initial equipment looks pretty damn good. First of all, a two-handed gun, 84 attack plus limit burst damage. The extra limit burst damage, it's going to be good for new players who want, a true dual-hand gun user like Vincent. This is a good way to get going with that. And the accessory isn't bad either. 20 magic, 20 spirit, and 15% MP is a pretty solid little accessory. Now, for advanced players, you're probably wanting something a little bit better. And I have to agree, too. Elemental resistance is something I want to see more on accessories, and that's not what this is. So for long-term players, I think it's just okay. But you'll be able to make this gun just from getting equipped items that you regularly get from doing the story event. So there you go. And we haven't had really anything to do with stamina lately other than just story, which only uses one stamina, so it's been kind of hard to use stamina. So stamina, 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 stamina. And now I've overdone that. And what would be a story event without brand new units? Well, we do have a bunch of brand new units, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited for this batch for a couple of reasons. And we will get right into it right now. First of all, I want to talk about the 3-star. The 3-star is actually really exciting. Croa is a 3 to 5-star base, support allies, some other stuff that she can do. Kind of interesting, but what's really interesting is her TMR, because let's face it, 3 stars are just TMR fodder right now. This TMR is a materia, 30% magic, and equip rod. A magic bonus plus an equip? 3-star TMRs are getting juicy now. Let me tell you, this with my Freya, anything that could potentially just improve Freya a little bit, since she's one of my favorite units, I gotta get my hands on this TMR right now. But she's not the only one. Next up is Amber. Amber is, she looks to be a damage dealer as well as a debuffer, and, she can unlock some abilities. But her TMR is pretty damn good because it's a two-handed knuckle with 130 attack. People who want to use Sabin, who want to use Faye, finally, we have a pretty damn strong fist in the game. Now, 130 attack is nothing to super write home about. It would be nice if it was a little bit better, but I'm not going to, complain about this too much because I've been wanting a true dual-hand fist in the game. For some fist users, this is just great. I also want a couple of her. And continuing on the power creep, Vesuvia. It takes a little getting used to for reading it for the first time. Vesuvia's TMR is an accessory 40 stat on magic and 40% magic. Basically, it's half of Rem's super TMR. Now, honestly, This still is nowhere near as good as Rem's Super TMR, but considering this is coming off a 4-star, I want a whole bunch of this girl. Abso-freaking-lutely. This is half of the best Super TMR in the game. For any mage, this thing is damn insane. You're going to want multiples of this. Other than that, she is a water mage. She can even water imbue on, some allies too. That's potentially interesting because some water attackers, particularly Satan users, who want to find a chainer that chain with his water ability, this girl might have her uses too. Also depends how strong her water imperil is, but she might be an interesting slot on a team, even of 7 stars. Now, last but not least is our 5 to 7 star, who I actually really love this girl's design. This is Regina. Now, Regina's TMR is a hat, plus 40 attack, 25 to spirit and defense, and plus 30% attack when equipped with a gun. Very, very strong TMR. Essentially, this TMR just has, a lot of attack power to it, and even more if it's a gun user. Squall would benefit from this. Vincent would benefit from this. Probably she will benefit from it too. It's just a high-statted accessory that basically almost creeps up to, Preesh or Gilgamesh. And it still has some nice defense and a potential bonus on top of it, depending on the unit. Either way, it's extra support for gun users, and I really like that. Probably Regina will be a gun user, just not quite sure how yet. Now, her Super TMR is also kind of interesting. A materia 60% attack, extra physical damage versus demons, machines, and spirits. If this is even 50% for each of that, broader range of spectrum of the extra damage it can do against this Super TMR is a Super TMR for sure. Especially because demons do show up a lot. Machines, so-so. Spirits, so-so. But I think demon might be the most valuable type of killer on this one, depending on what the future is. Now, talking about Regina's kit is interesting to say the least. First of all, her limit burst, which is very weird. AoE, defense ignoring damage, self, full break, and self-stop. Just in case you thought CG Jake's limit burst imperil on himself wasn't enough damage, this girl basically kind of shoots herself in the legs. However, that being said, there is a possibility that you can mitigate a lot of this, either by using a lot of buffers who can, get rid of status breaks, or just preventing status breaks in the first hand. If her limit burst is powerful enough, it might be worth supporting. Gotta see how it is, but it's AoE defense ignoring damage. Stop is easily enough removed, whether you have Lakshmi, whether you have Awakened Rain, whether you have Awakened Rain, which is prevented, Ayaka, or Aerith. Stop is not a big problem, so I'm very curious to see if the amount of power her limit burst can do is worth it, considering that recently with, the 4-star that gives a massive amount of limit burst damage through her materia, this is a unit I'm very curious about. Her kit includes self, boost for attack, magic, defense, and spirit, also limit gauge up, and damage buff up for some of her ability, which is a single target defense ignoring damage that adds limit burst gauge. So basically, if this girl is sounding really limit burst orientated. She also has V-cast. She can't use the same skill multiple times, but if V-cast sounds like Pentacast in a combo orientated fashion, so I'm really curious how many abilities she has, and whether they work very well together. Could be kind of interesting. I'm excited for her. In her 7-star, she also has a self-physical spirit killer buff and limit burst gauge while adding damage to her ability, which her single target defense ignoring damage ability, I should mention. I'm wondering if this girl is going to be very good against Lich and some other spirits and no one else, but hey. She also has a self all stats up and a limit burst gauge and again damage dealer up. So it's kind of also reminds me a little bit of Axstar, just lots of buffs to her own abilities. And I gotta say, that sounds pretty nice. Her TMR also powers up her ability and her limit burst. So I'm very curious about Regina. I love her design. I absolutely love her design. I'm very interested if she will make gun users super good. And her kit sounds super interesting. And I'm planning on dumping some tickets in this for a reason that I will talk about in a minute. But needless to say, I like this a lot. And other good news is that there will be a step up for this as well. And the step up is, you know, basically what we normally get. The 11k step up, 1.5 times rate, 2 times rates, and 5 times rates respectively on step 1, 3, and 5. So you have a pretty good chance of getting her some 10% trust Moogle and a 5% trust Moogle. I might go on this, depending on how something else goes, because for it, I believe it's this one? Yes, excellent. Alright, there is a Trust Moogle campaign. So basically, you will get a random Trust Moogle every time that you do a summon on this banner. Now, I'm not sure if it counts for another banner that we'll talk about very shortly, because I believe this one is much like another banner we saw, and if that sounds super confusing, don't worry about it. But the important thing here is that if you've been saving a ton of 4-star tickets like I have, not only could you grab this girl, you can also get a ton of free Trust Moogles, get a ton of TMRs, and be on easy street for a while. So this is why you save your 4-star tickets, kids. Anyway, but that is not all. That is just the story event banner, because we have another banner that was kind of a surprise because we're not going to be CG-less. Say hello to my frickin' kryptonite. Oh dear God, this had to happen, didn't it? CG Folka and CG Citra. Try just control, guys. And she also has a special step up that is only 7k lapis. So for that 7k, you can actually do this step up 3 times. The 11k one you can only do once, but this one you can do 3 times. So I want to say, first of all, this is way better than the CG Fina, CG Lid, because even at the 5% rate, 5k 11 pulls, even at a 5% rate, aren't that great. And this time you get a little bit better. Step 1, 500 lapis for 1 pull at a 1.5 times rate, 1500 lapis at a 4 pull at 2 times rate, so that's, you know, essentially getting there. But the 5k lapis pull at an 11 pull for 5 times the rate. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. I'm feeling this one. Who am I kidding? I really want to go for this just because of these two. But they are full CG units as well with a CG animation, and you can see we have somebody else joining the CG fun. But honestly, you had me at Folka. But let's talk about the unit. First of all, I have to say that the TMR on this is just something I want because it's pretty damn strong. It's a staff, 15% attack, or 15 attack, 58 magic, 120 spirit, 20% spirit, and Esper autofill. I have been really short on just the number of staffs I have had for equipment in this game. So getting my hands on this sounds just great because it's already pretty damn strong and not even being enhanced yet. Oof, that's a beautiful thing. Super TMR wise, I'm less crazy about. It's a materia, 50% HP and MP. Obviously that's pretty damn strong in terms of making a unit that's really survivable. If you were to put 4 of these on CG Fids, yeah, CG Fids, which is basically CG Fina, CG Lid. Oh my god, I can only imagine how high the HP would be, or on a tank, because it also gives 60% ice, water, and dark resistance. Actually, never mind. I'm a big fan of the Super TMR, and it's probably easier to get than a lot of the other ones. Now, this consumes... we should talk about her kit, obviously. I'm just so excited about this. Limit Burst, AoE Water Damage, MP Recover, and Esper Gauge Fill. Sounds like she is going to be the Summoner slash damage dealer that kind of, except with a water theme to it. I don't know if she'll have healing abilities. Well, too many healing abilities, but okay, new summoner sounds great. Summoners have kind of needed a boost. Hopefully she has a lot of Esper boosts in her kit, too. She can consume Esper Gauge to do light single target damage. She can also AoE attack magic buff and undead killer buff too, which, okay, killers are great. And AoE water, poison, blind, sleep, silence, stop, defense down, spirit down, resist up. So I don't know, that seems to cast it on the enemies and then gives you a little bit of buff. I'm not quite sure how that is supposed to read. We'll just say it's probably on the positive side because I want this unit. W ability, in her 7-star, she has a consumes Esper Gauge to do AoE water and light damage, AoE HP heal, and mitigation. So I have to say, she sounds pretty damn strong, like a better version of CG Citra. Not so much like CG Folka, but again, I don't feel like we're getting all the details here. I feel like she'll have some extra abilities. If she has healing and summoner, this could be a new top tier healer, really, and summoner. I'm interested in her. I don't know if she'll be as useful as Fina and Lid, because Fina and Lid were essentially filled a much more crucial role, which was the breaker. That being said, I'm pretty sure what I know they're trying to sell this unit on. I mean, I can't quite put my finger on it, and I can't exactly show you, I don't think, but I have a hunch. Just a hunch. So yeah. But also there will be another premium box, and this premium box costs 8k lapis, and you are guaranteed 1 Summer, Folka, and Citra. I should have mentioned too, Folka and Citra are not limited time units, meaning you can UOC them as well later, so you don't have to feel super rushed. Although, just like the Fina and Lid one, I probably feel like this is going to be generally good value if you just want her. You also get 1 4-star ticket, 16 regular tickets, and 30 level 1 cactars. This can only be purchased once. I don't feel like this is as good as the Fina Lid bundle. I remember that being slightly more generous. That being said, it's a guaranteed 5-star, so yay. And the last thing to really mention is that for all of us on the JP side, we're getting a free 11 pull, starting on the 20th to the 30th. Basically, you'll get a one-time free 11 pull. There's really nothing to complain about this. Just do it and hope for a rainbow or 2 rainbows. Anything that's free is just a better bonus. So yes, this is what we are looking at for the end of the month. Now, honestly, it's hard not to say that this isn't bait for a lot of reasons. For one thing, the TMR basically feels like it's going to drain my 4-star tickets, and go ahead, see if I care. The Fina or the Folka CG Citra definitely feels, or CG, I don't know, we need a name for CG Fitra. There you go. It Fitras very well. CG Fitra feels a lot like bait. There is a lot of ways to get her and a lot of ways to get her very fast. Her super TMRs and just her regular TMR are both very damn strong, so I don't feel quite like it's bait, but it's definitely probably going to take some collectors to just go, yeah, that's worth spending lapis on. But I would say that I personally am interested in both banners. I think this will be a good end of the month before TGS, when we hear a lot about the 3rd anniversary, and apparently there's also another Nico stream on the 26th as well. So 2 live streams very close together. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if Alum has quite enough news. Makes me think now that we're not going to hear about the next Mog King at TGS, but Alum's been kind of unpredictable lately, and I suck at predicting what they are going to do. So yeah, that's basically all the news on the JP side, and I gotta say, thank God September has at least one banner that I am super interested in. Although, yeah, drain those resources before the 3rd anniversary. So think carefully, guys, about what you want to spend your hard-earned resources on. Damn it. I'm just going to really hope to get some luck off of my 4-star tickets. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you guys next time, when I probably review the banner. See you then.